Yay, I think it's working now. Oh, I hope it's working now. Yes, it's working. I had to turn my phone off and on. I just updated my phone, but then it seems like I have to turn my phone off and on. Anyway. So, I'm here. Hi. That's kind of good though, because everyone's like, oh, where'd she go? And then you come back on. So, hi and welcome. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Hannah Andrews. I'm an intuitive healer for celebrities. If you are new to my live stream, please let me know and say hi. I really want to talk this morning about stop apologizing for who you are. What I mean by that is that there's a lot of people that I see where they're like, oh, I'm sorry to message you, or I'm sorry to ask this, or I'm sorry to take up your time. No, hell no. There's an amazing, I can't remember who it was, someone said it to me not too long ago, it was a couple of months ago. Someone said, instead of saying, you know, when you're running late and then you turn up late to meet a friend or something and you're like, oh, I'm sorry I'm late. Like, it's like, you know, it's like you're bad or you've done something wrong, you know, and, you know, instead of saying that, change the words, right? Of like, thank you for waiting for me. Yeah? Because what the, you know, and what I wanted to say is like, stop apologizing for who you are on here is, when you are apologizing for who you are, it's like you feel like you're not good enough for being who you are. Whether you're late, whether you're angry, whether you're upset. I'm sorry I'm upset, or I'm sorry I'm angry. No, let's just like kind of remove sorry out of the vocabulary for a little bit. Just so we can rewire in the fact that you don't need to apologize for who you are. You don't need to apologize, you know, in the, okay, I'm treading into tricky territory here, in a sense of like, if you've hurt someone, well, of course you say sorry, but little things like, I'm sorry to send you this email, or I'm sorry to message you, or I'm sorry to take up your time. Like, come on, if I was busy, I wouldn't get to the message right then. Yeah, if I'm in flow and I'm right there, well then yeah, I'm gonna answer it because it's easy for me. You know, and I guess it's just, you know, it's a what stopping apologizing for who you are does for you is it starts to awaken your awareness to the valuing who you are as a person. So the other thing that's coming through that I want to talk about here is that, you know, if you are, you know, constantly wanting freebies all the time. Now, there's nothing wrong with free content. Like I've been saying on all my live streams specifically this week, is that if you, you know, if you can't afford something, the internet is like a plethora of resources. You could find everything for free on the internet these days, you know, like type it in and I guarantee something will come up for it, right? There's probably nothing that you could think of that you could type into Google and it wouldn't turn up, right? I'd be very surprised. Like, it's probably like a 1% of the 1% of the 1% it probably wouldn't turn up, right? Get creative and see if you can't find something. Like, come on. Hi, Anita. So hi, Benita. So what that does is, like I said, it starts to value who you are as a person. Your confidence starts increasing and you start to, you know, like value who you are. So your energy, you value who you are in your energy, in your boundaries. It's easier to say no to people rather than constantly saying yes and going, oh, I wish I don't feel like doing that, and now I've said yes and I have to do that, and then you get drained and tired and resentful and all that sort of thing, right? So, you know, stop apologizing for who you are. And, you know, if you're running late and you turn up, instead of saying sorry I'm late, say, oh, thank you for waiting for me. And, you know, like, because then it values who you are. Like, your friend loved you enough to wait for you. They might be a little bit pissed off, but that's not your stuff, or, you know, like, you know, twofold there. But do you know what I'm saying? So start to reframe your speech in apologizing for you. Every time you say sorry for, catch yourself, start to catch yourself and start to pull yourself up and like, and try and think of the opposite words that would be for what you're apologizing for, right? So for example, for being upset or being emotional, instead of saying, I'm sorry, I'm upset, sorry, I'm emotional right now, you can say, oh, thank you for listening for me. I'm upset and I really needed that. Thank you for being there. Yeah. It's valuing who you are as a person, your energy, self-worth, all that increases. Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to say about the freebies and stuff. So, you know, with, you know, like I said, free content is, you know, amazing because you don't have to pay for anything. You can learn everything you need to learn. You probably just won't get a certificate if that's what you're really wanting to get. So you need to pay for that, obviously, blah, blah. But what I'm saying is that when you are constantly looking for freebies, like, you know, for example, for me, it's like, please give me a free reading. Please give me a free reading. And it's like, I will give readings when I feel called to give free readings. Otherwise, I've got a plethora of free resources available for you. And these next 48 hours, I'm like not moving from my computer and I'm so excited so I can finish my website because there's so many things I got, like, I'm like, oh, I need to get all this on there. Because the other part of that is that when you are constantly coming from a place of like, oh, I can't afford it, so like, please give it to me for free, and like, I really need this, you know, it's gonna fix me, and you know, what that does is it's telling the universe that you're not capable. Well, I don't know if it's telling the universe, but what that is telling yourself is that you're not capable of doing something yourself. Everybody is capable of doing anything they want in this world, and what that is doing is it's coming from victim mentality instead of empowering mentality. You might not know how to do something, but you can always type it into Google and learn how to do it. I even created the bonus module in Trust Your Intuition, which you can also buy separately. It's a free, not free, it's a little mini course that you can buy for $27 on how to read your own tarot cards. I think there's 6 or 7 videos in there of how to do readings for yourself, what cards to buy, what difference between a tarot card and an oracle card. Like, I created that because, again, they're common questions I get asked all the time, and for me, for myself, I'm like, I don't want you constantly coming to me for a psychic reading. I'm happy to do them. I love doing psychic readings, right? I love it. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. However, what I'm trying to, I guess, stop happening, and I don't really attract it anyway, but I know there's a lot of people who feed off people coming to them for regular healings because they're like, well, I can fix you, I'll do it for you, which is fine. Yes, sometimes we need that extra support, but to constantly go to them all the time, it's like, I can't think what the word is, but that's where your power gets taken away. That's where you are giving your power away to that person, and you'll probably take on their beliefs and their you know, belief systems, their mentality, all that sort of thing, and then you're kind of swallowing all their truth rather than feeling into what's your truth, and that's when you're getting confused and lost and, you know, shoved down because you know, your true self is being hidden because all you're doing is listening to them. So with how to read your own tarot cards, I teach you how to do psychic readings for yourself and enhance your abilities so that you don't have to rely on other people all the time to give you psychic readings. For example, you could take that for anything, right? Okay, so yes, always love yourself. God makes no mistakes. We are each masterpieces. Yeah, and that's the thing, like, you know, a lot of people, we're taught as kids that we do something wrong, like, oh, don't cry. You're wrong if you're crying, so we hold it in, but then when we cry we feel bad because we got told from the person we love the most, our mum or dad or whoever, that it's not okay to cry, so we shut that part of ourselves down, so we don't want other people to see that, and that's when we got all these masks and hide stuff all the time, yeah? And that's where it's just, like I said, it's just a brain reframe. It's getting comfortable with who you are, with every aspect of who you are. So, and when you get free all the time, that's the clients you will attract. Hannah, you're awesome, and all that you do is such a blessing to give. Yeah, thank you. As I was thinking of getting a new doctor and finally got one. There we go. So, what did you say? Oh yeah, so you'll attract whoever you are in that as well. Yeah, I mean, I still get people asking me for free stuff. It's about being able to say no. And that's where it gets being comfortable in that. So I used to give free readings all the time. And then at the start of this year, January 1st was my thing of like, no more free readings, you know, in private message and that sort of thing. I started doing them on live stream, and then I think it was about August I got the intuition to stop doing that all the time. And, you know, it just kind of made sense. It made my energy more alive, and more mindful of my energy levels and what I'm giving and where, so that I can serve on a greater level. And that's what it's about, empowering you so that I can do my job in serving bigger, you know, changing the world, basically. I was just going to say one more thing there. Okay, so that was me today, but after I did, I felt better and comforted as I felt God that was there listening. Being upset, do you mean? Oh, that was a problem for me. What's the not being able to say no? Because that's the biggest thing, in being mindful of your energy. And, you know, and that's the thing, like, you know, when you are apologizing for who you are all the time, you don't feel good enough. And we have trouble saying no because we feel like we're not good enough. And if we don't say yes, that person's not going to like us, and then it will be the end of the world. Like, you know, that's what it feels like for us, because we don't feel good enough to be loved or accepted or anything. When you say no to someone, they might not like it. They kind of expect that, because then when they're okay, you're like, oh, okay, cool. And you get better and better at being able to say no. Yeah. Because it is about valuing who you are, all parts of yourself, and, you know, all different aspects of yourself, so that you can, you know, say that. Being able to cry. Yeah. It takes a bit. Crying is so healing, and I teach that in Trust Intuition in the first module, I'm pretty sure. Yes, the first module. You know, that crying releases the stress hormone cortisol it's in the tears. It's been scientifically tested. You know, so having a big cry, and there's a difference between having a big cry with somebody listening to you, just holding space, not trying to fix you, not, you know, doing any of that, but just being there, saying, I'm here, not like patting you on the back, it's going to be okay. No, 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 no. You're really sad. I'm here. It's okay to cry, you know. So, yeah, tears release the stress hormone cortisol, and there's a difference between having a cry with somebody sitting there, being there with you. And then if you don't have anyone with you, which it actually takes a lot of people, takes quite a bit, or it's what's the word, not uncomfortable, like we're not comfortable in showing that sort of emotion because for so long we've been told to shut it down. So, and that's okay. It takes time to rewire and be okay with letting tears out in front of people who understand and are supportive. So there's a difference between having a cry with somebody there, and then there's a difference between having a cry because you feel like the world's going to end, or, you know, there's a difference between having a cry with no heart space, and there's a cry with heart space. The cries with heart space, when you start crying by yourself and starting to let tears out and starting to let emotions flow, because that means you're releasing everything that you've been holding on to for so long. You're starting to crack open and let in spirit, support, help, fresh energy, all that sort of thing. When you cry, remember to expand your heart chakra and allow your heart chakra to hold the space for you. Yeah, so you can be bawling your eyes out on the floor like a baby, but imagine your heart chakra expanded so big that it's holding you. Or get Archangel Raphael or whoever, Archangel or Mother Mary or whatever deity you talk to, get them to hold you. Yeah? Best thing in the world. So whenever you're crying or releasing emotions, remember to let your heart space hold you in it. Yeah? Practice letting your heart space hold you all the time anyway. So I felt called to jump on and say, stop apologizing for who you are. Every time you catch yourself saying sorry, go, oh, actually, thank you for waiting for me. Or anything, like reframe it. Yeah, think about what would be the reframe about valuing yourself in that regard, and tune in to how comfortable you are or not about starting to value yourself in different areas. Yeah. Journaling is awesome for all your revelations, to, you know, be able to have these things, because then you're also grounding it down into reality, and it makes it stronger for you. Journaling about your revelations, like, oh, well, this happened today, and then I started, you know, and then I changed my words to thank you for waiting for me, and that made me feel uncomfortable. But I'm getting used to valuing myself, and I'm getting more comfortable with being uncomfortable, because being uncomfortable all the time means you're growing and it's a good thing. So if you really want to hone in valuing yourself, Trust Your Intuition is based in the solar plexus. Module 5 specifically is all about your abundance, but the entire course is based in your solar plexus, because it's about trusting yourself, valuing yourself and your self-worth. Because, and I share in there, I said the number one key factor about not trusting your intuition is that you simply don't trust yourself. Why? Because you don't value yourself. So we work on the solar plexus, on your valuing, you know, who you are as a person, valuing your intuition, valuing everything about yourself. So you're welcome, Anita. I'll put the link in the comments for Trust Your Intuition. Have a beautiful weekend. Remember that you are the creator of your reality and you can do anything you want to. You've just got to believe it and take the action steps. Magic, namaste. Keep it real. Lots of love.